Hello! Good evening.
Hello, my dears, darlings, and queers. How are we all doing tonight? I nearly got straight up like boxed in the nuts by Stacy for that earlier today, where I did the hello, my dear, from behind, and then just the hand went up to go, and I was like, no, 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 take it back, take it back, take it back.
Grabs you.
Me when I fucking get you. Where last we left off, in the Plight of Princes, our party had managed to clear out, relatively speaking, the primary base of operations of Destiny, a tiefling who had managed to claim a spire of Vlkith and was using it as a horn ornament, essentially. It has since been removed thereof, and the party engaged with one of 100, and in doing so began to realize that this individual knows a lot more than they're letting on, and they seemed to be a bit hesitant to give further detail on on the subject. When pressed, they eventually began explaining a little bit more about their backstory. Memories and very, very deep notes were pulled out and queried, which the individuals seemed to have no issue to explain out that they are a pillar for Gith and a primary entity, more or less, in the notorious and, well, not notorious. Notorious is not the correct word. The buried story of Gith. And when the party asked for further information, they went outside and pointed up to the moon as one who would know. When this happened, we went back downstairs to Poe and Serenus. Serenus now eventually realizing that, oh no, the elemental is just fucking with me. And as you guys are down there, Poe, you have now thoroughly dug through and found several magical and pseudo mundane items, as well as many valuable pieces of paintings and the like of that stuff. That's definitely going to have to go in either the bag of holding or get brought upstairs.
There's some other stuff I want to briefly, not look for, but just note if it is present, if that's okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is because I know that, as I, DC-67 was down here, even though we thought they were dead. From my memory, because I don't have it anymore, are there any, or is there any signs of anything I would have known from prison time or from the Black Book?
Okay. If you're doing that, how about you give me an investigation check to see what you can find, or a history, your choice.
They're imp-based checks.
In case you have a
What
modifier.
Do you think I have a modifier?
You've got random fucked up modifiers, you might.
On an int check?
You don't know.
I do know. I do actually have an investigation.
See? You don't know!
11.
Does she know chat? Does she know chat?
I don't know anything.
So,
in my defense, my history has dog shit.
So with that, as you're there, you're beginning to look around. You check out other rooms. You check out.
Yeah,
There's
'cause there
one.
was a lot of rooms we didn't go into.
Yes.
Correct. And I'm just gonna make sure that all these are visible. You eventually do find chained up one.
We're not on
We're
the
on a
island.
different map.
Oh no. Sorry.
Bring us to the map.
Bring you to the map. Bring you to the map. You are in Yatar. I take you to map. You do
Well,
you
too.
do you do eventually find in one of the.
Ah, there we are. Ah, yes, that thing.
Sorry. I heard the frog in the distance going yes, and it entirely threw me. Uh, so as you are down here, you find one of the rooms. You find chained up, basically a big, like lower half heavy, draconic humanoid, bulky, chained up by neck, horns, even like pierced through their wings, like at several points to the wall and to its legs, and a large iron clasp around like the tail, and definitely some elements of the chaining up and the hold in place that are inserted through it and like have been there to the point where they've healed.
Hmm.
So it's like the only way for this to be removed would be like one side to be cut and then
Surgery.
pulled. Yeah, it's a painful, long process basically, but it's strapped basically there. And
They seem intelligent.
it's how best to say? Okay, how about
Or maybe not
you give
intelligent, but like, do I think it could talk or communicate?
Is it cognizant?
Cognizant,
Okay.
that's the word I'm looking for.
So as you're there, you're looking around. Most of the rooms are up here. You're finding most rooms have just got unfortunate individuals who are just people in varying forms of operation.
Yeah.
You find the unfortunate situation of this individual was clearly competent in this, and like several, your grim psychometry in a way can definitely deduce that what was done here was done not stupidly. It was done with someone who knows the craft, which is unfortunate. That's the only thing he seemed skilled in was cause harm. But in this room, it's the one you hold off on the last to be like, let's clear out all the other ones in case there's anything else before this becomes a thing. It is thoroughly chained to the wall, and as you're there, it almost like a. Give me an insight check.
I keep opening the wrong. Why did they change the icons? 19, better.
That's much better. How was that a 0? Negative modifiers.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
As you enter the room, the creature is. It's quite clearly trying to turn its head to look away from somewhere, but its eyes are just fixed on one small corner of the room. And with that investigation check, it wouldn't have pulled this, except for the fact of it's the only thing that's a little obvious, and it's the only thing that you note is there is a vat in this room which is currently empty, and there's a lot of liquid just spilled out on the ground, and wet footprints that lead toward where this thing is staring. And Serenus, are you down there with her still?
Are you still talking to the Myrmidon, or did you come with me? Because I think I fully just walked away.
I feel like you while you're looking at that, I'm shortly behind you, looking very depressed and kind of annoyed, and kind of I'm just kind of feeling a lot of emotions of either frustration, annoyance, depression, many things.
The whole cycle of grief, yeah.
What are we looking at? Oh.
Do I get the vibe there's something invisible in the corner where it's trying not to look?
From the investigation check, from the insight check isn't like that. I wouldn't say it's more there. But Serenus, you want to give me a perception check?
Druid, save me.
Yes.
Save me, Druid.
Druid, save me. Save me, Druid. Druid.
Druid.
I've got another solution after this. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Druid. Druid. Druid!
Oh.
So, as you're there, you have this moment of just everything goes, and then you feel a breeze, and you realize you shouldn't be feeling a breeze down here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes. You approach, and you're looking as well where there is, and there's like this kind of concern: is there someone fucking there? But where the water pools, it doesn't pool in a way of how best to say? It doesn't pool in a way of like it's surrounded by feet. You know, there's not like there's feet that are spreading it, but it seeps underneath like one of the slabs. And as you approach it, you can notice that there's like small areas in the foot, like in the space beneath it, like at the slab, that could be lifted.
Like in the floor.
In the floor, yes.
Yeah, like it went underground. I very slowly begin to approach it and try and clock how panicked the dragonoid gets. Like,
With
does
the
it seem
inside-
more
concerned
Because it seems
about you,
distressed?
or
Yes. Is it more distressed about me approaching him or them, and or me going towards this slab on the floor?
it seems to tense against the wall, basically defenseless,
Yeah.
whilst you're there. And as you get closer, because unfortunately, no matter what way you look at it, you approaching anyone is going to be terrifying.
I look like Prosper. Oh, do I? I can't remember. Never mind.
You should
You
have
look
let
like
me
what happened-
approach.
You look like
Oh,
what
I know.
happened.
I'm
if-
demonic pox right now, aren't
Yeah,
I?
you're
You're
turned
demonic-
to 11.
You're a bit demonic prospered pox a bit, no matter what way you
This is-
pull it.
Oh yeah. Ah, fuck.
Um,
That's a problem for future me.
would so given the kind of the nature of this, could I possibly kind of use my nature check to kind of maybe possibly track this thing like a prey?
Yeah, I was about to throw out. I have the tracking thing, but it only applies to Face Fiend and Undead.
Whereas with my nature check, I feel like I might be able to.
It would be a survival check, but what I'm gonna say
Yeah.
is to finish off our thing, and this is the last scene from the 19,
Mhm.
is I'm going to make a very specific poll that most people here aren't probably going to get, but
Hopefully, I do.
it's from a film essentially where a dragonoid creature, a dragonheart, where a dragon is pinned down, trapped with chains, and a figure it hates is very nearby it, and it just tries to lunge, but it's like tied, so it can only make like a slight movement. And it's just a growl. It's not directed at you. It's directed towards whatever this
It's
is. When
pissed.
just
Gotcha. Fuck it. I'll grim psychometry.
in that moment, you hear the sound of steam valves and pistons and bolts being released, and just the spinning of it from the vial from behind you. And you turn in the grim psychometry moment, and you just see water pour.
Mhm.
And you see a figure with one horn and a tail, bare skinned, but it's like in a shadowed fate itself, pulling out. Rushing towards it. You see it grabs the side, lifts it, and like lifts it halfway, goes down, and it slams beneath them, like after them, like a.
Recognize or no?
It's a shadowed figure, but
No idea.
I tell you what, let's give us a what would be the best thing for this? I'll say either give me a wisdom check for a perception, or an investigation check for it, and there'll be a different DC whichever one you choose.
My investigation is slightly better somehow. Forget it.
Oof.
Too much going on. I'm too fucked up and tired.
Yep.
Great.
Would I be able
I-
to, given I'm next to them?
You can't see what I see.
This
It's
is grim
the-
psychometry.
It's my I get like a vision.
Oh,
But what I will do is do something that Pox wouldn't normally do, but Pox is pretty hurt. And just kind of look to Serenus and be like, something went down there, but given the state of all of us, I say we just check to see if this keeps going. But if it does, we don't follow it. Because it kind of gestures at the dragon figure. Extracting them is going to take time and we need to do it. And considering how hurt we all are, we probably shouldn't be chasing shadows. As much as that's literally my job.
We're kind of in what would be considered a shorter rest, yes?
I
Nice
Don't
try.
even fucking try
I
it.
respect the hustle.
I respect
the
it
hustle.
too.
But no.
No.
I am going to walk over to the point that they pointed to. I'm gonna try to see if I can open it, just even over a little bit.
Okay.
I'll help.
What's your strength bon? Or well, with the extra help, you take up one side of it, and you realize it's one of those ones where it's not overtly heavy, where it's like super difficult, but you definitely have to brace yourself to lift it properly. And when you do, you just look down, and you can see that it's actually a small stairwell, and
Escape
there is
hatch.
2 cables leading down, which have little lights popped from it as it is, going down. And I tell you what, I'm going to make, with disadvantage, a stealth check to see how quiet this thing is.
Passive is 16.
This thing just creaks all the way down and goes like it
Yelling.
knows. Hello.
Falls down the stairs.
What's becoming over? No, but with a 2, just came out of a vat. It's got disadvantage. You just hear from the distance a voice cursing and mumbling and almost ranting in a way of frustration of, after everything, this is what's going to happen. No, I'm not. You recognize the voice. You just cut its head off about 5 minutes ago.
I look at Serenus. I have this moment of recognition. Get the others, and I'm gonna run down.
Do you thump on the ring?
Oh yeah, yeah, sure. I'll go invisible. Yeah.
Make a stealth check.
Actually, I will also
Let's go.
once I get down the stairs, I'll misty step 30 feet ahead so that I can catch up speed.
You make it down the stairs. There's only like 5-10 foot of a stair, but give me a stealth check with advantage.
I'm not going. Me, the player, I'm not going through this again. 30.
Let's
fuck
go.
you. I'm not doing this again.
We're not doing this again. As soon as you said that there's like a vat, I was like, I fucking know what this is.
I knew it as well. The moment I heard the horn and the tower, I went, I know he's closing
There's such a long
himself.
list of fucked up shit I'm keeping an eye out for. It was like on there.
For the people watching who might not know, this character cheated death once before using a clone spell, and he is in the middle of his laboratory filled with things that are
Scientists keep backups, okay?
So he doesn't have a backup for the backup.
probably
Probably. We'll deal with
Um,
that when we find it.
Poe. For the sake of this, I'm going to I'm going to describe it, and then I'm going to let you describe how you approach. Because as you're there, you make your way down, and you look across, and you can see, like maybe 30 foot away, like trying to work something, like a small object in his hand, and almost like a Rubik's cube, a kind of thing of like trying to get it into its correct position. But every time he tries, and now you register that that's destiny, you hear access denied. Access denied. Access denied.
I'm going.
Sounds like
You
you
do
should add a
not have-
password.
You do not have the correct genetic makeup. You are not permitted to use device. Access denied.
Just
And
going to
He's cursing.
walk.
There's a little more.
Echo.
He's cursing and he's trying to do this, but as you like have that visual, you can see it spreads out to the sides. I don't have a full map for this, but it spreads out to the sides, and you can see what's probably the most unfortunately messed up thing here is you see. I won't get into the detail because it can be something which people can be quite uncomfortable with. Failed clonings. What
And
is
his favorite blood bombers.
what is messed is that you do see failed clones of multiple people. Himself several times. Members of the Defenders of Faerun. And you can see one case. There's actually a pair of cases submerged in acid, and like as in like there's like one larger case, and then there's the two containers within. And you can just see a large hulking form in one and a slender lithe form in the other.
This man's crazy. Don't do that.
We already knew this, but carry on.
And as you're there, you can see that there's desks and workspaces and everything else, and subjects. And you can see the coding of these names are not dissimilar to what you read in the book, in the way of how they're done, but they're none of the profiles that you've read.
It's not
These
the same
are
entries, but they use the same formatting.
correct.
Yeah, which out of character makes sense for things I know.
And all these spaces where there would be notes, there's been a very clear evidence and effort of somebody having cleared the space of all the paperwork. And he's at it at the end trying to get this thing to work, the small device. It's just like a small cube almost. And he's cursing as it will not work. In a space which has like a wider area beyond it, beyond like a wide platform. So at that, with the light flickering, how do you approach?
I'll just walk. If it seems like he's so engrossed in what he's doing that he's just not gonna notice, I just like completely invisible. I'm just gonna walk up, weirdly slightly relaxed in that thing of, oh, okay, this is like you're at a dead end basically. I'm not gonna need reinforcements for this one. And I'm just gonna get as close as I can. Have one hand cover mouth, slit throat because spellcaster.
So, do you want to make an attack roll with advantage?
Yeah. I'm hoping because he's a baby clone, he will be fragile. This is the hope. I've asked this every single time, but my Crimson Right's on my scimitar, isn't it? I've asked this every time, I know.
As you move the like water around like your foot where you have the scimitar drawn, just like coalesce freezes over. So he's entirely surprised. Unfortunately, this isn't guaranteed crit, but you will have sneak attack as well.
Yes, you sneak attack from the advantage.
If this isn't sneak attack, nothing is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
So-
assassinate the man.
As he's a baby clone, he has disadvantage to most of his checks, including con to make sure his throat doesn't gargle with blood. And I rolled a 1.
Make a con save
Yeah.
to stop your throat being slit.
No, make a con save to not let blood down your throat
Ugh.
as you're trying to breathe. And Poe, you
Sorry, I'm
grab,
fucked.
you slit, and is that just how you want to leave it? Just hold and just
I mean, I've technically got 2 attacks, right?
yes,
I'll try for the decapitation.
fucking do it again.
Do it
Yeah.
again. It wasn't a
I'm
clean
not-
cut. so
I
now
was
you've gotta
gonna
hack
say
at it.
something. I was gonna say something really upsetting, but I'm not gonna say it.
You could say it.
No. I'm just gonna keep rolling the same number, I think.
That's fine.
Ollie, you get me. You get me more than anyone.
I'm sorry. I just picturing that you coming out. Coming out.
My dream is to be a Sith Lord.
I mean, I was more like as the light was flickering, she's moving like a weeping angel, but that also works.
Also, that keep
Yeah.
them coming. The more scary they are, the more I want to be them.
So with that, and for the sake of this, he doesn't have a Scooby. You have him over the mouth, and you just slit and you just as you begin crouching down to hold, and you just
It's not like, as much as in my head, it's very like there's a lot of
he
weight
doesn't
to
care.
this.
This is a I'm just making
Yeah,
sure
Pox
he's
is
dead.
Pox is cleaning up. This is to her. To her, this is just clean up. Thanks, y'all.
What an inglorious ending.
Yeah,
and
that's all I want.
you hack.
This terrible man.
The spine comes somewhat loose as like literally the flesh and sinew is weaker and just
Yeah.
And you pause as well and you wait to see if any other vats open. No noise. But as you're there and you've grabbed him and like reached around, the little box is now in your hand. It's only like, like quite literally just like a tiny. Yeah, actually it's fidget cube size.
Fidget cube sized. Hey.
As you hold it, you just see like from beneath it, like essentially like in a way of a Rubik's cube where it's so many small
Yeah.
individual little elements. Like at its center core, you see a little green light. Access granted.
Right. Yeah. Of course I do.
Hello, Poe.
That's bad though. What opens?
Would you like it to open?
I don't know if I do, but I think it does, if you know what I mean.
So-
I don't think it's a conscious thing of just like that's what Pox thinks happens next, so it just
As you're there and you think it's going to open, giving it a permission almost to, it floats. And from the center of it, like almost like a small space at the center, like lifts, like there's a little few millimeters of a gap at its center, scans around the room, and then it floats. Like you can just see like a wide, like neon green light just go. It then floats to a wide space in like near the drop, basically.
the
near
cube
drop.
does.
Yes, it does. It comes out of the hand and goes. Ooh. And once it seems to have like moved up and away, it begins to unfold. If you ever wanted this little jet fighter spaceship, what would you want it to look like?
Oh my god.
Yo.
Sorry, I have to change some genres in my head.
Well,
It's
in
Final
fairness, you
Fantasy.
just got
Maybe it looks like the mana cutter.
I was gonna make a reference, but I mean,
Is it a Sith fighter from fucking Star Wars?
like scale. Give me scale.
Okay, a single
Is it
person.
like a miniature?
No, you
It's
could
like
get
a
in
full.
this.
I
You could
mean,
get in
how am
this
I
and
not
use
gonna
it.
picture the Normandy?
Oh
is
my
the
god.
question.
Yeah.
So when you now bear in mind scale, it
Mm.
wouldn't be a big enough thing to be the actual, But you think for a minute of like a stylish
But
shape.
definitely like a long, sharp. Like with Pox, everything's sharp edges, so I think it is like a large
The end
like
point of it is
triangle,
sharper,
essentially.
and then like the shape that
Yeah.
comes out is also 2 sharp points to
I
it.
think it is literally the shape of like a paper aeroplane. Like, like in terms of the actual composition, I think that is it.
So as that happens,
But it has more of like a cockpit. I'm thinking a lot about this now.
with that, I would say as well, it has the capacity to have 2 people in it, including yourself. You in the cockpit, and then a space beneath. Because as it's there and it floats up and it opens in the Normandy shape, it turns with its back to you, with 2 essentially points, and you could just see like this blue, bright blue, like in the way that you've seen like Bunsen burner light firework, which means just like oh, there's an intense heat from those 2.
Yeah.
And you could feel the room warms to it. And like there's a little bit of like smoke above it as well in a small way, like it's burning something. You could see that there's space for like essentially 2 people to sit on the inside, and then a space to go up into the cockpit.
Understood.
The 3-seater.
Yeah. Okay. I'm now picturing an X-wing.
Yeah.
But
Shaped like the Normandy.
it's
Oh
an
wait,
X-wing
that means
shape.
I could be either C3PO or fucking R2D2.
Yay!
With a-
No, that means you'll die.
Oh wait.
They always get shot.
No.
Except R2D2, who's been in that position and
No,
survived it.
R2D2 got shot once.
He got
Okay,
shot as
yes,
well.
Yes, he did.
R2D2
And
did
he,
get
yes, he
shot.
did, and he tanked it. What's your point?
Naren, if you don't at some point in that just start going like doing the fucking doing that noise.
There's too many neurons firing in my place.
I like that
now, I
everybody
realise.
tried to make the
Um,
screeching noise, but because it was so high, Discord cut
Discord
everybody
said
off.
no.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody got cut off.
Does it? Like I'm trying to channel this through Pox and not me. Does it remind Pox of anything the Gith bounty hunter had?
So you didn't
Like in
actually
terms
see
of tech level, I should say.
that would
Because this is above and beyond what Pox knows. So,
this wouldn't be an inaccurate thing to what like the way that some of the sleekness of the guns were for him.
mhm.
Like that would
And
be
he
a
had all
quite
those
easy-
little laser things.
Yes, and all the small little laser points that were like Asage's weapons from FF14. Just
Mhm, mhm.
they don't heal. They do the opposite. In that akin way where it's got that sleekness to it, where for Poe as well, this would not be a flashy thing. It's designed for like it's got a sleek matte black color to it, and like you could tell there's certain elements of it that would glow, or like places where like you can see where a buildup would glow in it, and they'd be like a small indicator, but that would be the only things. And aside from that, it has like that kind of sleek, like it's not like panels of metal that were beaten into place. These were crafted to specific parameters to be put on this in a way. I tell you what, the other thing, because you would have actually seen this, was in Neverwinter, Rock Fen has a particular device which they activate from a small device and then goes into the size of a literal walking tank.
Right, yeah.
This would be in that same format of that, except it's scanned for the space to come into.
For
And
scale?
then moved. It more of a way of like, can it deploy here? No, move to a space
Right.
where it can. Because otherwise,
That's kind of what I meant. Yeah.
squish you.
Do I feel like this, like, if I think about it, can I get it to go back to cube? Or do I feel like I need to...
cube now, or do you think you want, if it could, do you think you'd have the, do you want to think that you have the capacity, or do you want to request it to do that now?
That's my IRL curiosity. I think Pox at the moment is just like, I'm going to just
I will say for the sake of it,
investigate
you
it more.
can make it
Little
go
again.
back to cube if you so choose. But do you try to get in it?
Yeah.
So
There's so many other things I need to do in this room, but at the moment this is just bemusing of like, what the fuck is happening? So, yeah.
So
Why not?
I will have to write down its spreadsheet for you. because I have it written down in a physical note, but at standard, it has a movement speed of 120. And if you wish to, you may use your feats through it. For example, sharpshooter. And whatever weapon you deem is the weapon you would choose, for example, your crossbow, would be the profile you would fire from it.
Okay. Yeah,
But
it's like an extension of me.
in a way.
Understood.
But whatever weapon you'd have on the inside, it would correlate that to using it to fire itself.
Understood. I think I think Pox is still thinking about the fact that it recognized me. Because Pox doesn't know the word genetics necessarily. But I think she just says hello.
Hello, Poe. Where would you like to go today?
First things first, how do you know me?
I was designed for you.
By who?
Access denied.
Cannot process information. How do you know my name? That's not a question. That's not a question it would know. What?
Designation Poe given to your genetic makeup.
Okay. What were you designed for? What is your purpose?
Primary use for transport, stealth, and medium firing capacity.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to imagine a fantasy character encountering a starship for the first time. It's taking a second.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that'd be fucking hilarious now that I think about it. No. Flying on the whale and then the mouth opening. Out comes the fighter jet.
Oh my
Look
god,
at the
what an
sky.
image.
Open the hatch.
If I look around, there's no way for this thing to get. There's not like a what I would call like a hangar bay doors, right? Like we're underground. This is just happens to be a large space.
You come in and like you look through the cockpit and you can see like it's basically like a tunnel upwards essentially to you from where you are.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay. Cool. You the fuck mate. I'm gonna will it to be small so that I can carry it. I think the idea at Pox is just like I need to put this somewhere, and that will be the impetus to make it cube.
Okay. So you half were in it looking in. And by the way, Poe's never experienced new car smell.
Pox has never experienced new anything smell.
So
What's a car?
well, that's the thing.
I know.
You know, and that's why I'm using the analogy of it for
Pox
you.
like, damn, this smells good. It's new leather.
Where the fuck did they get that leather from? That's not from that guy outside of fucking the town that makes us think like shit. What the fuck? This is wild. Gets out of it.
No, Tanners, we're involved in this.
Yeah. Just one. Get out of it and your question to anything. Access granted. And just boom 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 boom. And it just floats down into your hand. I may perform this feature. Would you like to roll a d6?
D6? Okay.
Okay.
That's not the dice I thought you were going to ask for, but I will do it and I will not question it. 3.
I may do this twice more today.
Okay.
No.
Do Do you have a name? Or a
What name would you like?
designation?
What name or designation would you prefer?
Please say Kit. Please say Kit.
Call it shit. Just call it
Guilty
shit.
spark.
Shit. Shit.
Everyone shut up! Shut up! Everything. Comet.
Comet. Acknowledged. Thank you, Poe. Comet is here to help.
Tells is freaking out and Fox is freaking out, but it's different.
This is
You're
so
like, I got
funny.
a spaceship. Poe goes, how do you know me?
Just don't forget.
so
Don't
good.
forget. We need Comet and Blitz it and that now.
Thank you. I was about to say I put it in my coat pocket, but then I remember Serenus has my coat now.
Oh yeah.
I tuck it away, and I'm gonna just in terms of like I don't know how to process that. We'll get to that. I'm gonna go to what I was gonna do while I wait for everyone else to show up, which is start I think priority numero uno is destroying Destiny's corpse, and then I'll go around to the various experiments and start
Interestingly
destroying
enough,
Destiny clones, stuff like that. Like literally assembling, setting on fire if possible.
Interestingly enough, there is two canisters that are within a large vat of acid that you just go.
Oh, I
And-
could just like literally dump them into acid.
You can dump them into acid. The other side of it as well
Amazing.
is, that's a fair point, is if you can't
Convenient.
do the whole lot, Poe's not above making smaller pieces.
No, like
So-
again, this is cleanup.
Oh, with that,
it's in the
I
job
do-
description.
as you were there, we're going to pan back to you, looking to Serenus and going, get the others. And Serenus, you make it up towards the party, do you?
Well, I feel like the moment the door gets shut down because I can't really hold it up as one, I'm just gonna just be like, oh, this is gonna be a long day, and then I'm gonna run over to the party, kind of explain.
As you turn, the rock is there and goes, I know, right? And just like begins walking with you.
So I'm gonna walk back to everyone and
The
explain.
golem.
Yeah.
The golem blue, not like a bird. It's not like a giant rock. It's there going.
It was weirdly enough, my brain didn't go bird.
It went Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson. I was just like, why is the Rock here?
God
He wants
damn
to
it.
fight Superman.
Why
That's
is
it.
the
That's
Rock
why he's
here?
here.
So I'm gonna go over to the party and kind of explain like what I saw, the kind of things that were seen. But I'm just gonna and then after I've kind of explained and said that we need to kind of go over that, I'm gonna be like, though, I think one of us should probably check up here because I don't know if there's any more around here. Who wants to try and smash as many of these they can find? And I'll just point to the kind of the empty container now that's
So,
there.
gotta take a few steps back because when you go up, the
Yeah.
party is there with one of 100 who is pointing up at the moon. As you get up there and they point towards the moon, they would know.
They would know. Kind of.
Okay. that-
Huh.
The conversation to have at tonight's camp.
Okay.
Right. Oh, sorry, Serenus. What happened?
Yeah. Yeah. No. So I feel like Saren is kind of a bit confused, bit kind of muddling his words, but like, just coming to here. It's easy for me to explain in this down here in this room down here. It's easy for me to explain, to just show you. But we're gonna need everyone down here.
We've found more things. I thought we'd done all the things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. We don't need more things.
Yeah.
We've reached our threshold of things.
We've had enough things for today.
There's enough things.
Yeah, I have two. Like my jacket's like kind of half like kind of tattered and stuff. The new jacket I guess half tattered and things like that. Like I am too, but I think somebody's trying to escape down there, and yeah, Pox has just ran after it. We should definitely go down there and help them.
Oh,
'Cause I don't know what's
no.
down there.
Prosper can take care of themselves.
But
Well,
I mean, there's some horrible stuff that we just fought, so if there's something else, we should probably go give them some backup.
Runara's already gone, like running down.
But things.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I'm,
Things.
us coming up here, has that been more than 10 minutes?
No, it's not taking you 10 minutes to get up here. It basically, you guys went up whilst Poe began looking for things, and when you guys were up and having this conversation to begin with, they had found it and gone, and like she was preparing to go down, Poe was preparing to go down. They were, and as that was going on, so basically like in the 5-7 minutes between each other, bomb down here, bomb up there, just lore wise, not literal.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, go down there. I'll be right back. I'm going to fly to Harshnag real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Full dash.
You
With
literally just go,
fucking rocket boots.
and you just like the kick up from underneath you goes, and as that's happening, and as you do that, one of 100 just proceeds to walk away.
Okay.
We didn't find those sending stones yet, did we?
No. Poe has 'em.
We haven't got them though. They've been found, but not by us.
Poe has them.
Right. Hold on.
Although for record, when you get down here, you are getting the other one, Winnie.
She already decided who's having it.
Paladin, rogue. Makes sense.
Match made in heaven.
Help.
Yeah.
Subtlety's gone. Subtlety's gone. Get in here. Get in here. Oh, I just realized I need to make a paladin
Yeah.
named Subtlety.
I was gonna say, Salty's another great name.
Or barbarian, because then you can just be like, I like you very much.
This campaign is going ever considerably more 80s.
You know what?
as
This
it's
is what I do.
going. It's going ever so slightly more 80s. We've got Kit, the
Yes.
car, and now we've got walkie-talkies. It's all good.
Roger, roger. Wittick.
Before I fly off, I will look to one of 100 and go, I'm going to give you this as a token of friendship. And I'm going to hand him my pop figure of Roman. Of Roman. Keep it safe.
Roll me
And
a
then that
d100. Roll me a d100. Roll me a d100. Okay. Now I'm going to roll a d100 as well. We want these numbers to be as close as possible for the sake of humor.
It was the same number.
That's
No.
really far away.
Yeah.
I think I know one who collects one of these, but it's not me. And just like turns, like puts it into a rucksack and walks away. I was trying to see if this was the one who collects Funko Pops.
One of them collects pops. Oh no! Why is Funko Pop such a meme in this campaign?
One of them just collects like old discs that go on like old record players.
Funko Pops are a meme in real life. Like,
Yeah. They
Yeah.
are. But yeah. So that I know that one day we might meet again and fly off.
I would say, you have a decent perception. Most people wouldn't be able to pick this up. For your sake, I hope we don't. I hope you don't have to. And with that,
Fair enough. Okay.
he just like keeps walking off. And as they begin moving, just something on their arm begins walking, and then there's just a light, and vroom, they're out. Widdick!
Jesus Christ, these are Bifrost then? Jesus.
More
Yeah,
teleport.
they have. Yeah, more of a like a wasteland thing. Yeah, I'm gonna fly
They tuned
to the
to the right,
yelling
to the right,
giant.
and they left. Yeah. In your moment of like, okay, I've got to go check in on him and pivot to the left because a building just went flying past you. There are pulped vermin around him, and Harshnag is just enraged because this happened to him. He's bellowing out, and you. How do you approach him? I should say.
I will blow on the conch of calling, but not to summon
Not
the
to be
whale.
teleported. Oh no, sorry. Yes, the whale. Sorry, I thought you meant the teleporting one. I wasn't sure if you fucking had one of those.
We
Don't think we do. I don't think that we've
no, because I never got that from Roman.
We've not been
No.
trusted with any of them.
I was like, I don't know with you yet. You might have one. I
Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised. if you
that was
pull one
never
out.
something that
No,
got entrusted.
Yeah, you just go. Mm-hmm. And there's this moment where Harshnag just heard like, isn't that fear of Widdick?
We're all good.
What are you doing here?
Saving you and the majority of this town.
Where is
Don't
he?
worry, he's dead. We've dealt with him.
Legacy might be pissed, but should take that he's dead. Is he dead, or is he just killed?
The fire was taken off his head and his head taken off his body.
That's one step. Step one and step two. What about 4 and 5?
Believe the rest of them might be taking care of any other issues that might be arising.
Fair enough.
If you would like, we're gonna be probably stationed up there at the top of the hill for a little bit. If you need to take a rest.
You can see that there's a. Tell you what, give me an insight check. Wow. Only you could do that whenever you didn't need to, buddy.
Fuck.
So there's this moment where like calms his breathing down, which for most people still seems like he's hyperventilating, but no, that's just how deep he breathes.
Yeah,
And
it's
there's just
like a windstorm being inhaled in.
And there's just frost bellowed out. Like Harshnag's someone you'd love to be around during a hot summer because he just breathes out cold air. He inhales warm and breathes out cold, really cold. And like
Best AC you could have.
Oh fuck yes. Fuck yes. But
I know.
the only person you ever want to breathe down your back. But as he's there, you can just tell that he's just you can immediately tell. Somebody used magic on him, took advantage, and he is enraged.
Yeah.
And wants a vent, wants something to aim at. And there is that like breaking a little bit of like a guard of clearly he's let somebody down by doing this, like by letting this happen. But there is no safe way for him to get to the top of this. And by safe I mean without causing damage to something.
Yeah.
So he just rumbles the walls with his hands and just pulls himself up. And pulls himself up into the courtyard. And as he's up there, you guys haven't been to the infirmary tent yet.
Haven't had a chance to. It's been like 5 minutes.
No, you haven't. But as you're up there, you can just see all those little machines that were giving off like little beeps when people began to degrade in health are all glowing green. And the Gith who was present is there is a wonderful piece of art I've seen before. I call it a piece of art, even though it kind of isn't. But Jukas is in the same way as people who probably ever seen it. The photo of doctors who had just performed an 18-hour heart surgery, where they are
Yes,
just
I know the one.
hand out on the floor. They are exactly like that, just slumped in a corner, and they're not even snoring. They're just out. They're gone. Like they're just, and you can just see that as you're like passing your way back in. Okay. And as you're there, like, bear in mind, a frost giant is stomping up into this area, and he isn't waking up. But you can look, and there is a moment in Harshnag's eyes where there's just like a darkening, staring down at this Gith. And he's clenching his hand up into a ball and lifting it up, looking down towards them. What does Wittig do?
And albeit we do not like most, he has actually been trying to help these people by keeping them alive from Destiny's poison.
Make a persuasion check. Bear in mind you have an inspiration if you would like to use it.
I think I will. Albeit as much as I don't want to keep a bunch of Gith. But again, some of them are only acting on orders of something that
This man is
Not
a
great.
doctor.
it's more of the
The DC was 20.
oh,
Because last time Harshnag has encountered Gith, to your understanding, they were attacking a flying ship, a
Boat.
flying
yeah.
tower, which you were on, and aid was
Yeah.
called upon. And before that again, it was Neverwinter. There's this moment where, like, you have to impose yourself breaking that line of sight, breaking that, like, fixation on the target. And he stares towards you. And not unakin to a scene that played out about 19 years ago, where giants stare down at a warforged. The fist lowers, the shoulders slack back, and he breathes out his frustration before stepping to the other side of the courtyard and sitting down.
Okay.
You make your way down?
Yeah, I'll be like, all right, we'll be back. I'll be back up with the rest, hopefully here shortly, and then we can discuss everything that has happened today. All right.
There's this deep growl, grumble. I think you're flying right now, but you could tell that, like, rustled the ground about him with just like the reverberation of his affirmation. And you fly. So we're gonna cut from you to the party that's being led by Serenus down.
God.
And
I've just
Between-
realised what they're gonna walk into.
So, for the sake of this, I want to ask who would be at the front aside from Serenus, and who would be at the back?
Kika's
Renara went
probably
first.
I know that Renara went first. Kika's probably at the back. Kaok's probably, I guess, in the middle. Because Renara
Right.
and Serenus are at the front. And the corridors are only so wide.
With Renara, I'm pretty sure your strength isn't the highest, if I'm correct. Am I mistaken in that, or is it a different stat that's not high for you?
My intelligence is low, but my strength is above average.
That's fine. That's all I needed to check. I knew you had one that was in the negative. You grab and you can lift it. But it takes that thing of like bracing down, and you get there like half a minute before anyone else. You step down the stairs. Poe, you're there. You are covered in gore, but the last chunk is just dissolving now. Up.
The terrible smell. Just
Yes.
awful.
It's like, that's the. Oh, hey guys.
Literally what I realized as you guys started coming down, I was like, oh, right, I'm doing body disposal.
But, Renara, this is not a smell you're unfamiliar with. You know the smell of burning flesh. And you could see that one of the last things that's currently up in that vat is a portion of Destiny. But Destiny's dead outside. And as you're here, you look around. And all your childhood heroes are in warped forms. It's not them. But somebody has made poor approximations of them. And I'm going to say there's about 30 seconds if you and Poe want to do anything now before anyone else comes in this room.
What are they? I thought they went to get one of the spires. Why?
Oh,
Why are they
that's
all
not
in here?
them. For sure, no.
Oh,
Look again.
what did Destiny do to them?
I think he grew them.
Oh,
Blood's a very powerful thing. Small amount, you can do a lot with it.
are you getting rid of all of these, or?
I started with the Destiny ones, but I was thinking about it. But I figured I would wait.
Shall we get rid of one of them specifically?
The creature that made of feather.
The one that might be related to someone that's about
Oh,
30
fuck.
seconds behind me.
What's worse, that's there, or if it's partially dissolved?
It could be partially dissolved and they won't know. It's unrecognizable.
Feathers take longer to dissolve than skin.
Well, let's burn
that
them,
true?
not dissolve them.
Oh wow.
As you guys are there, and the reason I asked where everyone is, Theranos, you're at the front of the party. Kaok's in the middle.
Kaok will enter the room first. Before Kika does.
And the wings just expand to take up because it's only a small hallway.
Deal.
Yeah.
There's a moment where they come in and he's looking and he is horrified. But I'm going to make a check to see if he registers what to do in this moment. Nope, that's cocked. 16 will do. The wings just around from behind. So low, you can't see. Kika, you can't see. I know Renara is down there. Poe is down there. Wittick's up above. King, for the sake of it, I'll say is on that side with you guys.
Just to make it easier on everyone, Lo is basically Shaggy in Scooby Doo right now. Does not want to be anywhere around here.
I think
Boy, I sure am glad they're in here and we're out here.
Oh god, not this again.
I'm
Like
gonna.
Kika.
If I make eyes at Kaok over Runara's shoulder as we're like having this debate,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go, oh, I'm fine, there's nothing down here. and I'm going to make eye
Make a
contact.
deception check.
I know that obviously I'm like
This isn't
trying
at
to
him.
yeah,
This
no.
is like passing sound behind.
Yeah.
Let's
Not my
go with a
best.
plus with a
Not my
plus
best
10.
work.
With a
Not my
plus
best,
10.
not my finest work.
Well, here's the thing to say. Would any of your party members have a reason to doubt what they hear?
That's what I was about to say. I was like, Kika, if we're going to do it this passively, then a passive insight for Kika is very low. So just based off that number, Kika probably would just believe that.
So with that, Carrick just like leans, like literally like parts a feather so that you can see his face. Goes, go back upstairs. Just go back upstairs for a minute, please.
It was another Destiny climb, but I've dealt with it now. Go get some rest.
I don't know.
Okay, let's go. Move it. Let's go.
Maybe go look for those other two guys that were.
I imagine this is
upstairs.
just really confused. Lois holding Kika's hand and is just pulling, and she's just like, "Oh,
Basically.
okay."
Let's move.
Goodbye.
Get up.
Yeah, she gets dragged. Hang on. Let me make a roll. Because everybody's making rolls today.
Yeah.
It's the day for rolls.
Yeah, she goes along.
Okay.
But there is that looking back that kids do, where she's being dragged along, but she is looking back like everybody's acting weird.
You go up and the door closes back down because again it's a trapdoor kind of pull thing. Which by the way, this figure, like the figure that was chained, doesn't react to Carrick passing the same way the other did.
Yeah, I will say when we walked past it, Kayak definitely did dealing with that in a minute.
Yeah.
That's a post-long rest kind of situation.
As you're there, and I will say eventually, like Wittick, you'll like pass them. Like you'll come upstairs to them and like you'll poke, and Carrick will call for you to come down. So right now in the room, there's Runara, Serenus, Carrick, and Poe. Is there anyone else I'm missing from that? From yourselves?
Wittick's on his way.
Yeah, Wittick is coming down now.
Okay.
So there's Wittick, Runara, Poe, and Carrick.
We'll say for simplicity that King is upstairs with us, shall we?
Yeah, that's kind of where
Makes
I'm going
sense.
for. For the sake of this, Carrick looks at you guys, looks around the room. Burn it.
Yeah. Because
Please burn it.
that stuff was my jurisdiction, but this isn't.
Like,
So
the whole facility or the specific?
no, I'm gonna do that
No,
tomorrow when we
I mean
leave.
the
but-
burning. Like, do you want me just to burn the room?
Well, give us a second, because what we'll do, Runara, we need to make sure there's no blood remaining, so we'll collect. But I want the okay. I don't want to just do this. They're not right. This sort of experimentation isn't entirely unfamiliar to me, as much as I would like it to be. Whatever, they were grown from similar matter. They're not the same.
You can just see that like Carrick's score is rising a bit at this, because again, what he's looking at.
Fox is not really
Wittick?
the one to have this conversation.
No, Wittick, for the sake of this, you are immune to fear as a level of paladin that you are, so that this is not uncomfortable. This is uncomfortable, but you're not like suffering. a
I
condition
mean,
from it.
anybody around me in a 10-foot radius cannot be
The thing-
frightened.
Correct,
But,
but this is not like your aversion would be from fear. This is utter disgust from him. So that wouldn't affect you, but this is how it's affecting him. And Poe, do make me a persuasion check.
As I knock my mouse on the back of my desk.
Goodbye.
Real quick, also,
Yes.
while we're in this space, again, don't
Close my roll.
know if it's gonna do anything, but I'm gonna cast see invisibility
Mm-hmm.
Oh, probably a good idea.
to make sure there's nothing else hidden down here in the area.
Okay.
When my mouse hit the bottom of my floor, it closed my Roll20 page.
I did see you come back in. I did see you
It's
come
like
back
I don't want you to do
Nice.
this.
You get no roll. Goodbye.
What was I rolling again? Persuasion?
Persuasion.
What did I roll?
20.
Oh, amazing. That's
Um,
me. Not even spot.
Carrick is looking towards this. I don't care. I don't care. But whatever. Whatever.
Mhm.
Swear you will never tell her.
Oh, of course.
Even
I
if you
never
think-
intended to. Ideally, I also wouldn't have told you, but needs must.
I'm gonna grab Eric's shoulders and just turn him round back towards the tunnel and just be like, go keep her company. We've got this.
And Carrick, leaving here, like as he tries to go upstairs, his feathers have gone pale. But they're still shimmering with red and black. As he does. But goes upstairs and like as he reaches for the door, breathes and a glamour reappears and upstairs. And the door closes. You are now in the room.
I'm gonna look at Widek. I'm waiting for your okay on this.
So
Doesn't I was gonna
you
say
asked
doesn't
for... Yep. No, you're all good. I just wanted to round that one out.
yeah, no worries.
So you look around. The invisibility does not proc anything new, but it affirms who's in what. Because there's a small... You can tell that there's like a magic of a divination or like a blocking of divination. And that kind of gives off like almost like a partial radiation around each figure. And you can see there's silhouettes in the back. Kika, Romanin, Tien, Glory, Ashk. Zero Little is not here.
Okay.
All Durin is here.
Interesting.
Varus is here. All of the defenders of Faerun, the true party, you could say, bar Zero is
Zero.
not here. As well as a silhouette of a figure that you could look at and presume to be Nezinar. And then the gutting horror that there is something in here akin to Gregor.
Alright. Let's begin.
Right. This is a skill set I didn't think I'd ever have to teach. Let's go. But I am going to mentally keep note of what designation he uses for all of them, because I'll probably later I'll put it into the white book. I'm also, while I'm here, Widdick just I found a set of these, considering I've, you know, how I am.
Mark,
Right.
you have a sending zone. So, for the sake of this, and for this grim scene, we don't need to go into the full detail, but there is a fade to black. The only thing to note is, Poe, part of your brain can't help but consider it. You have the opportunity to understand how you would need to dispatch Nezinar and Gregor if the time came from this.
All the paperweight's gone, but is there any note on the...
More of just
Like-
how you'd actually have to dismantle them physically.
Oh, like the actual anatomy? I'm not going to pretend I'm not taking notes in my brain.
What you will note is that
More of Nezanar than I've ever seen in my life.
yes, more of Nezanar physically than anyone has seen, except probably Glory, who has
Gregor.
seen. No, well, Gregor, yes, but obviously,
Yeah, but for a different reason.
but the only person who's probably seen as much of Nezanar as you are right now, the closest person, like there's Gregor or you, and then it'd probably be Glory, just because she's chopped him up enough that she's seen so many like
Why
faces
is-
of him.
There's a lot of recurring things with me in this setting. Me IRL.
Dismemberment.
And decapitation. Because in my head, decapitation's a good way to stop him coming back, but that ain't been
It
working.
fucking worked. Well, no, the clone spell's a bitch. But with Nezanar, you are aware he does have a mild healing factor, small regenerative element. Gregor
Noted.
legitimately takes effort for, and it's something that none of you are comfortable with.
Yeah, I'll be
the body is difficult, and you actually have to work at a process. But
yeah, I'll be communicating the whole thing with the elemental rotation, and I know
I
too
tell you
much.
what.
It's very obvious I know too much about how this
I will
should
say
work.
this. Poe, roll me a d20.
Just a plain D20.
Yes.
That's not how you format that. 20.
Okay, well, I wasn't sure. I was like, maybe above a 10, I'll give a modifier. Going forward, I would like Poe, Wittick, Runara, and Serenus to mark down in your notebooks. Like, mark down in your sheets, in your information. You have advantage at attacking abominations. In
Just
addition, yes. In addition, the threshold for your interfering with the regenerating factors is decreased, as you have been thoroughly educated on how to dispatch someone with such a healing factor. So, for most people, it'd be like 50 to 100 health. For you guys, 50 to 25.
Ooh.
So, you can burst them.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
As a rogue, I'm very interested in these things.
You also gave this to your cleric, your paladin, and your druid.
Yeah.
Oh, just ignore blight. Just ignore, like, like
Paladin.
flare, smite. Ignore those. So, your grim work takes the better part of an hour. Most of them, it was more of an uncomfortableness. With Gregor, it took about 20 minutes.
Can I do something the moment we're finished?
Yes.
It's like everything's done. We're like exhausted, covered in God knows what. Just like complete grim silence. And I think Pox just like is completely calm the whole time. And then it's just like we're having that moment of like, okay, we're done here. We should go rejoin. And she just looks to you all, and the eyes get bigger and bigger, and she goes, okay. I'm gonna say it. I don't know what's going on, and a lot is going on. We need to have a talk about me, I think. Oh, fuck.
Like a campfire talk with everyone, or
You can see her in her mind go, no, yes.
but that's what is needed,
Yeah.
not what I want.
Renara, you know more than anyone. I don't want to say anything about it.
I don't know
But
a lot about anyone.
more shit is happening, and my name keeps coming up, or one of them, and I need to talk to you all.
Okay, well, it's quite
I'm just getting
late.
blood everywhere.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
No intent to clean, just blood on face, on hands, everywhere.
Well, it is quite late. DM, it is quite late, right? Because we came here
Yeah.
at night, right?
No, you came here in the morning, motherfucker.
And we've
It's
been
It's
here
about
all day.
3 p.m.
I
It's
thought
about
we
3 p.m.
I thought
Yeah,
we came here and then
No,
did
you
this
rested
when
and
we
rested
should
moved.
have.
outside.
Yeah, we
You
Okay,
rested.
rested
we
and
rested
moved.
outside. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I'm also
That's why-
on like less than a third of my health. Like I was bleeding already.
Oh, shit, I forgot. We'll get to that in a second. I don't
Also,
know
before
Well,
we
look,
that.
go
I
back
don't
up,
know if this is your blood or
It's pots.
well, either way, it's getting late, so we should go find
Um,
a nice smiley tavern in town.
I think we should
Clean
just
up.
sleep upstairs.
poor choice of words, Kay.
real quick, before we move,
Smiley Town.
Smiley tavern. Yeah.
do we have access to prestidigitation? Because we all look horrible.
I said there was a Destiny clone down here. We can say we
Not
took
s-
care of that. They won't ask more questions than
Does
that.
any clone have this much, just in all of us, this much blood?
Do you think they would know?
I think well, some of them might.
It's easier to presume that there's a reasonable explanation than not.
Well, say it's my blood. That's yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll do it.
Yeah, we'll say yeah. Sure. Okay.
No, yeah.
We were
yeah,
already covered in blood anyway.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this because Poe, I love your verbiage of covering yourself in blood. I love that. So what I'm
I'm
gonna
a
say is
blood hunter.
you are
It's in my job description.
Runara,
Oh.
Wittick, Serenus. They just
Uh-oh.
are moving their blood across.
Whoops. Uh-oh.
And they're moving blood across, and you can see like where cuts and nicks are, and they're moving it across, and you can see like that uncomfortable thing that most people here have probably seen of blood on skin and how that reflects on skin. And where there are cuts and nicks, you can just begin seeing slowly closing.
Should we go?
Yeah.
Sure. Just a little mini rewind, but not to go into any detail about what we just did.
Okay.
For those that are there, Runara would have took extra time with Durin's body,
Yeah.
muttering something in Dwarven under her breath while she was dealing with it.
Yeah, I
Understood.
will fully let you handle because there's a lot. There's respect that has to go into that, and that's not what Pox does.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was dealing with Roman's body.
Yeah.
Like,
But not.
I dealt with glories
Like,
for
oh,
reasons unclear to the rest of you.
good enough. Didn't need a quick one. Just fucking. Next life, whatever.
Another discarded Roman clone. Ugh.
Yeah.
How many of these have you seen?
How old is he again mentally?
You looked into the middle distance. No, you looking up like you're trying to remember.
Yeah. But yeah.
That's so bad.
Yeah.
No, something really bad just happened. It's okay,
Oh.
everything's fine.
You guys make your way upstairs.
I love
Covered in
fucking
Nitera.
around.
You come
Right.
up and
Everything is done down there.
Right.
That
We should sleep.
Single clone dealt with.
Make a deception check, you fucking idiot.
Why do I continue to
it.
entrust secrets to the least secretive people on Earth? I would give you the help action, but you don't deserve it.
I can't click, I'm laughing too much. The mouse keeps moving. Oh no.
No,
Why?
you know what? This is correct.
Yeah. No.
This would be
No,
fair.
this is right. I'm not even going
Yeah.
to intervene.
Yeah.
Poja, this is the believable
Yeah,
reason that we.
and I was correct.
You
Until
are verbally
right now.
You are verbally saying this is the believable reason.
No, no, I'm saying that. No, I'm saying that.
You rolled a 3. I'm
I didn't say
sorry.
that. You can't put words in my character's mouth.
You're fine. You're fine. I'm mostly memeing. I'd have given you inspiration if you played along. Can't use it for this role.
Can I use that
You
inspiration on this
can't
roll?
use it for this
Oh,
role.
then
You can
I'm
use
not
it for the
playing along, no.
next one. Stellar. Right. They are covered in blood. Poe seems to be less so.
We should go rest.
King looks around and goes, precipitation, all of you. Just snap.
Is it?
Thank you, King.
Thank you.
You think you want?
I mean, Lo would have done it, but Lo's having a crisis.
Understood. Should we? I mean, there's a big old house that's now empty upstairs.
We also have a giant sitting upstairs in the courtyard that I've calmed down. Also, there is still a Gith in the infirmary tent, passed out.
That sounds like tomorrow problems.
Where are those two that had axes, weapons?
What?
The two guys that looked the same.
They went missing.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody whenever I was flying around.
They sort of led us to the entrance.
And after we went downstairs,
They were behind us, but when we
saw
turned around, they'd gone missing.
I saw them briefly in the medical tent, but that was before you all got here.
They helped us get down here when we were stuck upstairs.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they led us to the back entrance that we're going up now.
Oh.
I guess it's technically the front entrance.
They
Yeah, I think what we entered was the back, technically.
They have an interesting thing. I think they I don't know. I think they share life essence or something. There's something happening there.
That's weird as fuck.
Yeah, they can absorb each other's injuries, I think. Glad we didn't have to fight them. I was a little bit worried about having to kill someone with regenerative abilities that strong.
A little sad I couldn't say thank you.
I'm sure you'll get the chance.
You can still say thank you. I mean, whoever upstairs will probably hear it.
Well, I'm gonna. Serenus is gonna I feel like he's gonna be just like pulling out like pieces of just gunk from his hair from all these things and trying to take
digitation
the bits off.
from King. Yeah.
Even with the precipitation, I'm like put my finger in my ear and
It's
it's all like
something where
dreadlock.
you know you're clean, but you're not. You don't feel it.
It's
Yeah.
like when you find
Down
sand,
spot.
it's like when
Yeah.
you find sand in your shoes like months after being at the beach. It's like how?
It's
Me,
rough,
it's
of course.
funny.
It gets everywhere.
For me, it's always when you like.
Or Star Wars
after-
references.
Yeah.
Only
No, you're
because Das and I had this conversation before, we thought that this would be absolutely hilarious. Lois is basically standing there, and the fur is just. If you've ever been outside with a very long-haired dog, and the fur is just going everywhere.
So you know how with
Me with Phoebe
like-
every day.
Oof.
you know like with a long haired dog or like a husky, the kind of thing where like you brush the hair and like a chunk like
Oh,
a terrier
the
comes-
blowout
like,
when they're having
yeah,
their seasonal
yeah.
blowout.
when you do that and like a terrier comes out, like Lo is doing like the whole fidgeting like anxious things, and it's just this is a ginger mist behind them.
Ah, yes, we can make another low with this much.
Genetic reconstruction. No, wait, no, too soon.
I'm sorry, I just lost it. A ginger mist. Sorry.
Please welcome to the
Is
stage.
that like a ginger ale?
Oh my god.
It's the next
That's
Drag Race
different.
competitor.
Lo would do it anyway. Moving on.
What was that? Ginger minge joke.
I try to
Can't
be
say
good.
that on stream.
I can if I say it quietly enough.
We all heard you. We will clip it.
Let's get out of here. Oh, we should help them tomorrow because that's going to require surgery. I just kind of gesture at the area where the other dragon is. That's going to take a lot of work and time, and
I wanted to help them, but I didn't know what to do.
we will, or someone will. Maybe we get the gift doctor to do it because, as I said, it's going to take extraction.
Yes, it is.
So-
The doctor, expert, they know what they're doing. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, King One does not have knock prepared. Otherwise, they would offer it.
Oh, I will. I
also,
guess
on
that
our-
would work. Oh, that's
On
horrifying.
our way out, I'm gonna stop at one of the like bedrooms and just grab like a couple of like mattresses, not the beds, but just a couple of mattresses.
You can do that upstairs. You don't like
Yeah.
there's rooms where like you put Kika to the far side of the hall as you walk, because you look like Whittick. You look in and you don't have a stomach to turn, but you look in and go, ugh.
Yeah, let's leave. Let's go. We can camp outside.
Think
Camp in the
Think we're-
grounds.
think
Wait.
Renaissance anatomical notes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If they were
Okay, like,
not
Da Vinci's
written down yet.
diagrams.
okay.
What if,
Uh,
what if
moving
Da
on,
Vinci
moving
was a
on,
useless
moving on.
The
asshole?
ritual to
Moving
summon
on,
the Dark
moving on.
Brotherhood.
Moving on. Moving on.
Sweet mother, sweet mother.
There you go.
Oh.
This is Nap of all girls references.
So you guys step outside, and you like get towards that area. Harshnag is there, and aside from collecting what you want for rest, I will say what you do see, like because you probably make the rounds, be like, is there anything else or anyone else inside? Checking around.
I would like to see if I can find a replacement jacket for the one that I had previously lost, and I am just borrowing another jacket. I would like to see if I can find
I said you
one.
could keep that one.
Yeah, but I feel like I want to kind of give this back to you, so I want to see if I can actually find another jacket. I can
There's
replace.
probably
Tell you
stuff in that pocket, those pockets I've forgotten about.
Thank God you didn't get the cube before you gave the
Oh,
jacket.
Yeah.
Fairness to pull it out like, hello, that's a new stone.
It's just a set of keys.
No, it's a whopping stone. Just
It's just a set of keys to a house that Pox doesn't own anymore.
What are these?
weirdly enough,
keys
there's
in
a
my
new key on
pockets?
that ring for
Yeah.
the castle.
There's like some loose change in a currency for a different country, which that country don't even use anymore.
There's
It's like,
like
why have I got like 2 francs in my pocket?
There's like a napkin with like something written on it, but it's had water make contact with it since,
Yeah,
so now it's just like
yeah.
kind of like an ink.
There's like
Stain.
There's
like
an
a
ketchup
engraved
packet. There's an engraved sphere in here, and I'm like, why is there a sphere in here? And I just
mini
throw
cheddars
it.
packet that's been kind of folded up.
Oh god damn it!
There's
You know,
like-
shut up.
There's like the wax from a baby bell that's just pressed into the and like now matted into the inside of the pocket.
Keep
Okay,
it going.
ADHD people, we don't have to keep listing off what we keep in our packets, you know?
That's what's in this bag.
A receipt from 3 years ago.
There's the receipt for that jacket.
Just in case.
So, Serenus, be a dear and give me an investigation check.
Yeah.
Roll for jacket.
Jacket of useful things.
That's just what Spook has.
Carlos,
That's Aladdin's jacket from Fantasy
Yeah.
High.
Carlos, why did you say that?
I know.
So-
I know what I'm doing.
Shush.
Manifest magic items.
Shut.
We just had a bunch.
But there could always be more.
Let Das breathe.
Let
No.
me speak.
No.
Never.
I'll traumatize you
Mike can play
later.
now.
Not allowed.
I'd love this to be your campaign. I'd love to play in it, please. You'd have the kid getting in people's nightmares, so that'd be worse.
Like you
Okay. Oh. If she got in your dreams, you would no
We'll
longer
get back
be
to
a problem.
this.
Anyway, so what you look around. So you first check the ground floor. Most people are like set up or like check around on people, like some of the goody two shoes will do. What you find is you go back to like the main room to see if there's anything there, like what was essentially his throne. both of Harshnak's axes are embedded into his chair. And after an effort, you feel like there's a moment where like you don't feel like, oh, I'm stronger, I can do this, and you pull and you realize, oh, this is what it means why you need someone strong to do something, because you pull it. It takes like actual direct effort to yank them, and you pull them out with a snarl. Go upstairs, and you're looking around, and you find basically a room with like an option in front to it, and you open up the door, and you can find Destiny's bedroom. It's got a 4-post bed in a corner. There is a mirror on the roof of the ceiling of the bed.
Yes, there is. Fucking Destiny, man.
There's a few other things, and you can open up the cupboard. You're like, is there anything in here? So because you've said this to me now, you have to give me a minute.
What am I gonna find?
You see, here's the option. Here's the problem. He would have a jacket. The problem is I have to look through like a list of jackets and say, what style jacket would he fucking have?
I personally feel like he's an extrinsic person, and he would have a jacket for every occasion that you
If
could
you need
think
time to
of.
think about it, you can always just say you find a jacket and describe it next session.
Smoking
No.
jackets.
Let Ollie have it. Just be like,
Smoking
Ollie,
jacket
what
in a
jacket do you find?
jacket.
Yeah.
Weather
Fuck
jacket,
it.
fur jacket, non-fur
Ollie,
jacket,
jacket,
slight
Ollie,
fur jacket.
What kind of leather jacket do you find?
Okay, I feel like going through, like, he's going through them, and it's just like fur
There'll
jacket.
only be one
leather
caveat I
jacket,
will
leather
add.
jacket, hat jacket. What's the caveat?
There is 12 pockets on it.
Okay. I will. So I'm going through, and then I come across one which is it's a kind of darker jacket. It looks like a kind of like a going out kind of jacket, like something you'd go like into the woods kind of thing. No, maybe like something that's like something that's more like maybe like something if you're going like a journey with, and it was into a cold place in the north, bit of fur around the collar part has like fur to it kind of thing, kind of like black fur. Not too sure what fur it is, but I feel like I could definitely tell it probably came from something real. No idea what, but something. And I take it. It comes to just below my knees. I wish it was a bit longer, but it's like, well, it just comes to about my knees kind of thing. I'm like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
I put it on. Bit of a do the jacket thing when you kind of like jump into your jacket a little bit, like, oh, okay, this is
For the sake of fun, roll me a d10. You want an 11 or higher.
On a D10?
on D10.
So
Sorry.
D20.
I meant a
That's
d20.
impressive.
I was gonna say, Jesus Christ.
That's how little I want to give you this.
On a D10, roll me a 12 or higher. Wait, what?
Some of you motherfuckers would. Like, I would not be surprised if Kate did. Don't ask me how he would, but I know he would. But you find a jacket of useful items. With 12 pockets, make note of this now yourself, because I'll write this out later, and 13 patches. So, someone else make a fucking note of that, because you manifested it. Fuck yous.
I'm gonna
There
go.
we go.
Is there like a games
There
room?
you
I'm
go.
looking for like a deck of cards.
No, we're not
You
doing
think-
that.
Cards.
You
No,
think
please,
Auntie
no.
No,
would
I don't
let
want that.
him get his hands
No.
on them?
Me
Also,
and Kay are just shenanigans now.
Yeah, do
Also-
you think this man wouldn't find a deck and immediately pull every card he can?
No,
Out
no,
of-
no,
out
no,
of
no,
all of the many
Blue. No,
things in this
Blue.
house.
No, let's make this quite clear. He would know what the deck of many things is. He would make someone else pull it.
Yeah, he's not stupid enough to put it himself.
But he's greedy enough to make someone else do it with a charm.
Yeah, out of all the many things in this mansion, a deck of cards is.
Yes, can you give pocket patch count one more time?
12 pockets,
13 patches.
13 patches.
Thank you. Because you
Welcome.
told me to write it down, so I will.
I will, after I've just put on the jacket, I will just put into one of the pockets, just one of them, and just kind of like, just while I'm like, trying the jacket on, put my hand into one of the pockets, see what it
Okay.
looks
Kind of
like.
feel like how does the pocket feel comparative to
Just one. I'm just
arm
gonna put
length?
one
in
in.
the
Are they
Just one.
actual
Put your
pockets or are they
hand-
fake pockets?
You put your
Yeah.
hand in, and like there's that moment of, oh man, these are fake pockets. But then you feel like something at the bottom. Like the fuck is that? And you begin pulling, and you could just feel a rod. And you're like, what am I
Well-
pulling out? And you keep pulling, and there's a 10-foot pole that just comes out of your pocket.
Is that a 10-foot pole in your pocket? Or...
Huh.
God damn it.
I'm just gonna
what a
like,
useful thing!
I'm gonna just tap it against the wall to see if it's actually real, like it's solid. Just like,
No, it's rubber. It's flaccid. Wow.
Suddenly, this is a Looney Tunes bit.
then I'll
it's
just,
like
I'll see if I
kids'
can get it
party
back into the
musician,
pocket
the one
that it came in. See if I can just shove it back in.
No, it doesn't go back in.
I just throw it on the bed then, and then just leave the room.
Wop, 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 wop. Anyone else who's ever had like a long rubber pole and had to throw it, and it just goes boom, 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 boom. I worked in electrical works.
It's a pool noodle.
There we
It's
go.
a
That's
pool
better.
noodle.
And suddenly we've entered Saints Row.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we have.
Yeah.
No.
Quickly, who wants to punch Sildar or cure cancer? Right, moving on. You find that. I will spend my evening rolling jacket pockets for you fucks.
Yay.
Yes.
Let's go.
Runara, you are making your way around. You do
Yes.
find a room that is a games room with a pool table in the middle.
Uh-huh.
And knowing this extravagant bastard, it is a pool table by all accounts, but you look in, it is actually an aquarium, which is also a pool table.
So
It's
extra.
kind of cool, actually. Not
Is there
gonna
anything
lie.
in the aquarium? Also, is it like a pool table? Are we talking like a pool or like a full-size snooker table, which is like massive, or?
It's more like the one you see at like the back of a pub.
Alright, okay.
Like it's not like the proper big sports one, because that would imply that
Yeah, it's
there's
not. It's not.
anything.
It's a pool table. It's not a snooker table.
He wanted the novelty of it.
It's a pool table.
Yes, it's a pool table.
Hey, is there any fish in the
How many
aquarium?
rare and lethal fish are in? What room in the Sexy Brutal is this?
The more brightly coloured it is, don't mess with it.
I
Uh,
want to stroke the brightest coloured fish.
Unfortunately, it is sealed. You don't know how these
There's
fish
seals in there.
are.
So it's a tomb.
God damn it.
You don't know how these fish are alive, but they're still alive, and just like swimming about, bobbing along.
Just gonna tap on the glass. See
Bobbing
if they
along.
react.
Yep, they go in the typical way of some fish. They go "Ooh," away, which you can only imagine if this is an aquarium. There's also a pool table. When those balls hit off the sides of this thing, it must be fucking terrifying for them.
Poor fish.
It's like that one aquarium that's behind the baseball plate. That one
Yep.
American stadium.
Yep.
Yeah. Who's that? Not the Yankees.
The Marlins.
Of course it
Yeah.
is.
So there's
Do you
that.
know these things, Coles?
John Oliver.
And like you can look around and you find like there's a few things in here. Do you want to make an investigation check for me?
100%.
That's my boy. So you're there for a minute and you're like, what's this pool cue like? And there are some balls on it, and you're like, you just like tap it. When you do, it perfectly corrects to and hits the balls. And you can just see pick solids or stripes.
You're cheating. Stripes.
It hits, the ball hits, and then you just see all the stripes just begin bouncing, and all the stripes magically just and then the black one gets tapped and it rolls in.
Can't even play the game right.
Nope.
What a loser.
Exactly.
Gonna
But he would say that's how house rules are, and that's how we win.
gonna lay the pool cue back down, and then just leave it and walk out.
Okay. Well, before you leave, there is a desk
Oh,
inside
this
at the
desk.
back.
I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna search the desk.
Okay.
I'm looking for drawers.
What
hidden
languages do you
compartments,
speak?
all of them. Um, Common, Dwarvish, Gnomish, Celestial.
Okay, there is something written there in Celestial. It's a written down piece of paper,
Uh-huh.
and would religion, or if religion is a higher stat modifier for you than Arcana, is it? imagine.
Yeah. I mean, only because I'm proficient. Yeah.
Give me a religion check. So you pause and you begin reading this, and as you do, you realize it's written out in Celestial. However, you're focused on it. And what you realize is that someone who's reading this would understand the words of it. Everything written here is an insult to destiny. Like, you know how someone would refer to someone as, oh, my most esteemed lord? There's the equivalent of celestial commas to my most esteemed. There's every
With all
polite
due
little...
respect,
With all due respects are used quite liberally.
as per my previous letter.
Oh God.
It does begin with
Your
my previous
obedient
letter.
servant.
hmm
Servant is never used. The individuals you have discussed in procuring for me for my collection, I am immensely intrigued with. However, given your previous supply was lackluster and the collection withered far too quickly, I am going to require a much more in-depth search, procession, and then procurement of those individuals, marked down as the defenders of Faerun. Next opportunity, please let me know when I may come to observe them. Signed, the Collector of Stars.
I'm assuming the name doesn't ring a bell.
No.
Like the moniker, no.
Oh, I don't
Um,
remember if you were there when we fought the Star Spawn.
I'm gonna roll up the letter and just put it in like inside my breastplate.
Mm-hmm. And like,
Starspawn. What?
and essentially like where it was like the last supplication was lackluster, you can read that as like that's how it's basically written. But if you were to say that phrase to someone, it's like in like a colloquial way of saying what you last gave me was shit. Fuck. Like it's ripping into him that, like, say a comprehend languages would not convey, but understanding the language and the dialect would.
No. Out of character, we're thinking this is really sinister. This could just be from Faerunian Madame Two Swords.
I think that is what they are. Like I think because the Star Spawn were after Kika because she's a cool, weird mortal thing. Like I think the Collector of Stars is like but yeah. I think it is. You're right, but also it is sinister. When we were at
Both can be true.
Varys's house, when me and Kika were talking outside, and they were on the roof, and they nearly absolutely decked us, and we had to run.
They threw Wittick straight through like a stained
A
glass
glass ceiling, yeah.
Yeah, they just went yeet.
And some of us weren't there for that, were we?
I think you were having a
You were
conversation in a different part of the mansion. And then, like, you got there as they left, basically, I think. We'll talk later.
Okay. Yeah. Was that just on the desk, or was that like in a drawer?
Do you think this fucker would take care of shit like that?
No, probably not.
No, he's a fucking idiot.
I'm just gonna
He would
make
leave-
sure. I'm just gonna make sure. Like I've seen Poe do this a lot. I'm gonna like pull out drawers and like check for hidden like bottom compartments on drawers. Like I'm tapping
Okay.
bottoms of drawers and.
Well, with that investigation, the fact you specified that, you do find that 2 of them are locked, and one
I'll
of
smash 'em.
them, you just break the lock on the thing. So you have a magic hammer. Fair, valid. It takes a bit of effort to actually like yank him out, but you break away a piece of it, like fuck, and you do, and then you pull them out.
Mhm.
Mark down that you have a potion of greater healing,
Yeah.
a potion of detect thoughts,
Mhm.
and a potion of invulnerability.
I will put them in my pocket.
Do you know how sometimes you can drink more than 1 potion,
Mhm.
and the effect can be permanently stuck on you, or it can go very, very wrong?
Mhm.
Destiny might have figured out how to do that.
Okay.
Fucking Midas have an ass. So, is there anything anyone else would like to check in here?
Long rest,
Is it-
please. Long rest, please.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, is there an armory? But no.
We can always look tomorrow. It will still be here. Hopefully.
Yeah, I know.
If it's not, we have other problems.
If we're about to transition into a long rest, I think Kika and Kayuk both are just going to sort of like try to find a way as best they can to give the creature down in the basement at least a modicum of comfort, because they know that like it can't be dealt with right now, but they're trying their best like collectively with their various magic.
Do you want to give this creature comfort, or do you want to try and free this creature?
I think because Poe gave them the advice of like it needs medical attention and they're not medical people, they're worried about doing more harm, so they are kind
Mika
of on
wants
the verge.
to help this
Help,
creature.
yeah. She just wants to help it in some way, but she
Okay.
doesn't want to hurt it even more.
Well,
of
I
like,
tell
I
you-
could,
I
like,
tell
I
you
could
what.
open this lock, but it might rip your wing off, and that's not going to help. So,
I tell you what. Just roll me an Arcana check. Just roll me an Arcana check.
Arcana or Arcana? Those two are different.
Arcana. Because it's an instinct of, I want to help.
15.
Okay. So, with that, you want to help this creature. You don't know how, but you want to help. You know that it needs medical aid, but you don't have the tools to do it. So what I'm going to say is, rather than doing something which would potentially free it, which would harm it, you internally have that registered. You don't want to do that. You don't really have an idea of many healing medicines that would assist or spells that would assist because they're not your purview or things that you've seen cast much. So instead, you help lull it almost to sleep. And it has probably the closest thing to rest, as it lowers itself, but its arms don't sag, so the hooks don't hang. You can just see there's like glitters of stars, like almost like a star cluster around its wrists and its wings, holding the spikes slightly aloft. So it can sag, but the spikes aren't hanging through them. It's like holding the wrist up from the point. So if the point were here,
Yeah.
they're holding there. So it's just slightly like giving them relief to the pain point. And it eventually will doze.
And if she's managed to get it to a point where it's able to doze and relax, she lets it dream of clear, open skies, sun, bird song, open fields, just, and lets it go.
You let it dream and it flies. Kika wouldn't fully understand this because she doesn't have a full grasp of anatomy. Kairk would probably. This is a creature that was probably, if not Frankensteined down here, created. It has probably never experienced flight. And its proportions probably won't lend it that well to it. So this is the kindest thing you could have done. Kika, take a point of inspiration. You get one free reroll. This is not a bardic inspiration for a roll modifier. One free reroll.
Good egg point.
You are a good bean. Have
I just want to help people.
I love how like Kika's like saved this like creature, gave it a dream it's never had, and I'm like, I got a cool jacket, guys. Like,
It
what I
was in a
missed-
thrift store for £5. Fucking look at it.
There's like, I saved this creature from like heartache and gave it a dream. I got a jacket, guys.
I got a spaceship.
I got trauma.
Yay!
I also got that, but
I
we
went
don't
to
need to
the
go
guitar,
into
and all I got back was all I
Clip
came
that.
back with was
Someone
trauma.
clip that, please. Someone clip that.
It's
I got
no.
trauma.
Man, can we long rest now? Can we
Yes, please.
Rest?
You all
Please.
prepare
just
to long
camp in the
rest.
grounds.
Oh.
You can camp in the grounds relatively easy. You could like start up a fire in the actual like
Yeah.
like a living room area with like a chimney and everything else, and definitely like those couches are now beds. There's enough too many pillows, you know, where like the pillows are filled to the point
Yeah.
where there's space for one person to sit and that's it. All those pillows, vump, pillow fort.
Hell yeah.
Can I
Would have slept on the floor.
say a thing just for story's sake? If Kika and Kayak are heading downstairs, Lo will know that Kika's fine. There's no need to worry. Lo will basically try and wander off just to a small corner where they won't be heard or seen. Try and get Puck back. But anyone who would be in earshot would essentially be hearing very, very odd growls of frustration and just distress from him. Maybe the sound of him punching a wall, maybe, until it just basically calms down. It's just very... it's just feral noises for a bit and then suddenly calm.
Well, I've had weirder return rituals cast upon me, but not from you. And as you hear that voice, you look to your shoulder, and he's just walked from behind your neck into line of sight. And the look on his face is a soft smile, like a sympathetic one of,
I screwed up, Puck.
I don't think so.
I screwed up. I caused this.
I'm pretty sure there's a dickhead downstairs who did that.
I goaded him. If I hadn't done anything, he wouldn't have reacted this way.
You just were the reason he did it. Someone else would have had another reason to make him do it in a minute, and they would have been at fault. If anything, you stopped someone else from being guilty, and took the weight on yourself, which is a brave thing to do. Also, we ain't gotta like justify anything with him. He a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit.
Tell me about it.
Oh, I know his story. One of the few times your patron intervened free of charge. Was to go, hey, here's your memories back, love. And he did it. In Legacy Wamp, solving that issue with her now ex.
there is suddenly another feral growl from below, slamming on the wall, and then he was like her.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. You're outside looking in at the situation he caused. And looking at, ooh, ain't that a nasty piece of work? Ain't this just terrible? And don't you want to help people who are stuck in that situation? Compared to where you are on the inside in that situation, and you can feel it. Remember how you felt looking at it, and know that that's the situation she tries to put you in. And she's never going to be able to hold you.
No, no, Puck. He was like her. I'm. She's in my mind right now.
The memory of her is she's not. Let's clarify that. Memory is she's now, because we'd have other things. But when you got an issue, and he just starts flying in front of you, where if the mind focuses on it, it's just gonna sit and sit, and he just begins spinning with like his wings in the center essentially of a spiral as he's spinning. And he says, until you just go down, and just like he begins spinning, and his voice deepens as he does, and goes pop before it pops back up in front of you.
Just exasperatedly holds out a hand to catch it.
Like he does, and he pops and disappears, and just pops back up and reappears. You gotta break that spiral before it can sit. Letting her be in your head, it's gonna be that way because of course it is. It's something you went through that ain't fair. But what you gotta understand as well, and this is the most important thing, is every time you don't let her win, every time you do not do what she wanted, that's a win for you. That's all that matters. You proving she ain't gonna be able to do it. You can feel grief, you can feel sadness, you can feel the pain. It's letting it define who you are in the moment is the difference.
I just, I just need to sleep. I just want.
Yeah, you do, but you're not gonna sleep alone. And he just like starts like grabbing the side of your antler and just like listen to you a little bit. Come on, you ain't sleeping alone. I'll get your butt.
Sorry, that's a bit. That's what you said.
It's just like reaches from the horn and starts like grabbing the interior tuft of like hair in the ear, like I'll pull,
No,
I'll pull, I'll pull, I will pull, I will pull, I will pull. Get your butt up, get your butt up, get your butt up. I will pull, I will pull.
All right, I'm going.
That's the boy. Up you get. And he just like flies with you, and somewhere he got a cookie. And he's just like broke the cookie in half. He's got like a third of it in one hand while he's just like holding the other one, and it's kind of like leaning, his whole body's leaning down to the side because the size of the cookie. He's like, there you get, you get there. It You have your highs and your lows, pardon the pun, but you'll
Har
get there.
har.
Yeah. You're the one who could choose a different name if you so chose.
No, I'm keeping it.
Yeah, make it your own. Your loyalties to yourself and those about you. It's not demanded of, but you give it gladly.
I, I don't know. I kind of like it now.
Yeah. It's like that little roguish charm of you with your little scruff, and he just like rubs the side of your cheek.
Yeah.
It builds on people, it grows like your antlers.
Yeah, about those.
Yeah,
I think I like them too.
that's a boy.
It's weird, ain't it?
No, you're talking to a guy who can look like a Mothman, but no judging's gonna happen here. I refuse to comment on whether or not Puck is sexy Mothman. Psychic damage aside.
Scene.
Perish. So, you all prepare to like sit down and have a long rest. Do you wish to begin talking?
I think Fox like looks around everyone and says, first thing tomorrow, I'm gonna do an unparalleled act of honesty. But for now, we need to sleep.
I believe him.
Oof.
It reads, yeah.
No, I
Oofa doofa.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely believe them.
Yep.
Let's
Totally.
go.
You believe them because it looks like Pox is taking damage as she's saying it. Sleep.
Soreness is gonna like while everyone's kind of like I assume just like hearing that and everyone's kind of getting rested. Soreness is gonna go outside to just kind of sit outside maybe by a tree or something like that and look up at the moon. And gonna look and be like, that was a day and a half. Like while he's half kind of closing his eyes, relaxing. Sort of talk to the moon, but sort of talking to himself a little bit. Trying to just relax a little bit.
I throw a pillow at him. Go the fuck to sleep.
From outside to in, just a pillow launches and just like
Yeah.
lands near you.
Through the window.
Yeah.
I
Sorry
just
about
use,
the glass.
I just use the pillow like to like support my my lower back, and I just like lean against the tree that's out in the courtyard, and whatever's on there really. And yeah, and see what happens really. Funny, I know.
You talk up to the moon in that moment. And you do hear a voice. Then everyone for the woods kind of like lean across. That was a very interesting day.
Kind of like open one eye, huh?
And like it's weird. They're slightly illuminated, this like shape, this figure, but it's almost like as if a white entity could be Vanta black. Like light about it was absorbed, but they are white themselves. And like it's crouched almost to the side of you, like hood covering the face, shadow within. It is crazy how everything went out the way it did.
You don't. I look up at the moon. It is, and look at the thing. You you're not with. Point up. You're not with him, are you?
Make an insight check.
Jesus Christ.
Oof.
I'm going to make a roll in the chat of a D100. If I get above a 50, roll again.
Aww.
God.
So you're there, and the figure just shrugs, just like laughs and like half cockily laughs and shakes their head. Why would you think that I'm not? I mean, I am basically just like it, like everything about me. I'm just having a little manifestation for you, after all. What's wrong with that?
No, you know that all makes sense. You know, like having to keep looking up, kind of like awkwardly, kind of chuckle slightly. Yeah.
You've made all your deals anyway, so what's the harm in talking?
deal?
You thought you got the fur for free?
But the kind of like looks down at my hands. Kind of, I feel like it has a bit of a flashback to what happened back then. That was you?
Of course. All beasts are my purview. Even man.
Oh, then what deal do they make?
You okay?
I just heard a distant hey Coco.
Sure.
Well, you got the power, and when I need you, I'll ask you for something.
What are you
To
doing?
really show what you're like. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait.
Winnick, I'm talking to a weird thing right now. Shush.
Witty
What?
opens the bay doors. What are you doing?
Winnick's talking to, I can't remember the name of his wolf.
It's not even here though. That's somewhere else. The wolf is Jesus.
Oh,
Uh,
that was
Narwin,
perfect.
please mute your mic while you're gone, buddy. I love you. I love you very much. Please mute your mic while you're gone.
Oh, bless.
Oh wait, I have the power.
I don't want to mute him to then have to remember to unmute him.
I've done it.
Okay.
Wittig's dog is called Gom, by the way, with two
Yeah.
R's. That was canonically happening. I'm not going to take any substitutions.
So, as you're there, well, you wanted to be free. You wanted to have the strength to help. You have it. You're welcome.
No, kind of look down my hands. Well, I'm normal now. Is there something I gotta do?
Not yet. Not yet.
Well, I guess thank
You were
you.
down there carving him up. What did the big guy taste like? Surely you tasted a bit of him.
Um,
Surely you tasted, didn't you?
I m- s- maybe I don't know. Possibly.
Next time you get a chance, sink your teeth and wriggle out a piece. You could do it inside to her as well. Just if you do it in front of all of them, they might have an issue. Poe, you're sitting there chilling. Big chilling.
Oh, I'm trying to go to sleep. I'm trying so actively hard to sleep, but
Yeah.
considering I just in my own mind like completely locked myself into damnation, I am not doing well at going to sleep.
No. Poe,
Yeah, bud?
Serenus got tricked.
Wasn't me.
You had nothing to do with it. Someone's pretending to be me. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Who am I?
Sit by myself, talking to the
To the-
moon.
Yeah. I was
I
literally listening to
I would like to just ask one thing of you,
Yeah,
Das.
buddy.
Yes.
How persuasive is this entity to Serenus at this exact moment?
with a nat 1 insight.
You're the now one on
Maybe.
that insight.
Yes.
I just
Make
want to know.
a charisma saving throw.
Ooh.
Very. And you flash back to that very brief moment where you had a moment to lunge at Poe. Not in the true form, but now you flash back to it. And like passing a dinner when you are starving, it rolls back, and that's where we're going to begin next session.
See you then, folks.
Yeesh.
Ta-ta!
Cheers.